Hello YouTube, it's your boy, a guy whom you've probably never seen nor subscribed to before. So let's fix that. So, if you do know me or what I've played on this channel, you'd know that the majority of what I've played through can be considered indies, or more specifically, non-AAA. And despite having a $1,400-ish PC built for shit like this, I doubt I'll still ever barely play them. And that's because of reasons that can be summed up in one sentence. I don't trust him for shit. Now, this doesn't obviously apply to all AAA titles. I can name some that I do give a fuck recently. Elden Ring, Black Wukong, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and probably some more that I'm forgetting about. God of War? Yeah, God of War. But since 2021 onwards, every time I see a AAA title, I'm like, yeah, fuck that. It's not like they don't look good. It's just that we know that they're either all graphics, poor gameplay, or just some unfinished buggy shit. It's not worth pre-ordering or even buying at launch at this point, no matter how hyped the trailer is. And I think that's quite unfortunate because the last time I genuinely got excited for a trailer of games that came out looking good was Devil May Cry 5 and RE2 Remake and Final Fantasy VII Remake, which were all incredible trailers, especially Devil May Cry 5. Bruh, I haven't seen that game in 10 years, and that coming out thinking that it was Resident Evil, bro, and then just flashing in Capcom. The hype was just unreal. 10 years, I was fucking ecstatic to finally see my boy Nero Dante again. And you know what, I was so excited, I bought them on near release, and they were great. But that was the last every time that they were great. It all went downhill from there. Cyberpunk, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Halo Infinite, fuck's sakes. I remember Cyberpunk being the hypest game of all time 4 years ago, and when it finally released, you can even play the shit. And I think from that day forward, that's when everyone just began mistrusting AAA. Obviously not everyone, and that's a topic for a video another day. There are certain motherfuckers out there that I have a gripe with, but we're gonna leave that shit for later. Now, Resident Evil 3 Remake and Halo Infinite are just personal to me, because first of all, I loved Resident Evil 2 Remake, so why wouldn't I buy Resident Evil 3 Remake that everyone hyped up? All the OGs were hyping up Jill Valentine, fucking Nemesis, all that shit. I was expecting the time of my life. But before I get into how much it disappointed me, let me give you a bit of lore to my life so you can understand how much of a violation this was. I, during that time near lockdown and beforehand, throughout my whole life, was broke. I wasn't poor. I had food, clothes, and a roof. But I was broke as shit. I was so broke I had to ask my friends to spot me for meals. Now it costs $1.50. So you may be asking, how the fuck did you afford so many games and even a PS4? Long story short, Broski pulled through for PS4, plus a few games in 2014. But when it came from anything else, I was on my own. So what I did during my high school days was I sell Kit Kat white chocolates in my school to the other school kids every day for 3 fucking years and save that shit up. That shit will cost me £1 for 4 bars, and I sell each of them for 50 pence each. So I get my money back and £1 profit, even more depending if I could sell more that day. Those years of my life during school was so ass, but they made me. So boo-hoo, origin story out the way. I bought Resident Evil 3 Remake with my hard-earned money. And that shit lasted 3 hours! And that was the day I promised that I never, ever buy a game at launch, ever. Now, Halo Infinite just hurts on a personal level. I grew up playing Halo 3. I was born in 2004 and I had the Xbox 360, and during that time Halo 3 came out and I banged down the Halo Wars demo, and that shit was magical. And though I had to play the first 2 plus Reach plus ODST till years later, I was a fan forever. Seeing it going to shit bit by bit was devastating. It felt like Halo, which deserved a good ending to permeate its legacy, was dying a slow and shitty death. Until hype was back after that small teaser. Everyone was roaring. Halo was fucking back. Everyone came out the woodworks. Nobody was talking shit about Xbox anymore. Everyone was planning to buy an Xbox. And probably none. But we were so fucking ready. But setbacks after setbacks, delays, the multiplayer being released ahead of time, free of play, but being a microtransaction glory hole, not even playable at that. Then, finally the campaign, which in the end wasn't the saving grace that everyone hoped to be. It just wasn't in. And from then on forth, 2021 onwards, it just felt like being hyped about anything. It's just asking to have your wallet and expectations ruined. So, in comes indies, the saving grace. With a lack of resources to match, they make up in creativity and love. Signalis, an OG Resident Evil-esque inspired horror game, enriched in hidden lore that is linear to find and easy to piece together. For a price of only $20, you can play this game for a solid 12 hours with replayability value to get the other endings. A memorable experience for sure. Fear and Hunger. Bare bones as RPG horror with fucked up shit. Not easy really to get into, but definitely worth mastering. As well as immersing yourself into the lore that has a great sequel to match. For a combined price of $20, you got yourself anywhere from 15 to 30 hours worth of good shit right there. Finally, Lobotomy Corporation. I'm gonna save that shit for another video. But I guess the purpose of this video is to try to put in perspective in why we should normalize buying games from these creative ass people who love what they do and put care into their games, instead of flocking towards these big ass advertised fucking graphic heavy games that most likely don't even have their shit together at launch. What I hope happens is that the game industry takes a step backwards when it comes to visuals and the graphics and all that shit. We focus too much on that shit and we miss out on other shit that makes games have a legacy, like actual good storytelling, creative ideas for gameplay, etc, and end up adding shit towards expensive fucking visuals. And when that goes to shit, it leads to us losing out and people working on it to lose out too. I'm gonna end off with this. I got way more shit to say about more stuff, but I'm only experimenting with this casual no-face format. If you like me spitting about what I say, hit the like button, subscribe, and press that bell, cause I'm gonna be back soon with other videos like this in different topics. I'll give you a little hint on what's the next video. I fucking hate EA motherfuckers. So tell me guys what you think in the comments below. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? And until then, see you guys later.